This is AI basically on its route to put Hollywood in the ground. So this is a post about a AI platform app called Hicksfield, and it has a recast tool. And I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this without a sound because when I did the video, it got claimed. And you're gonna see what's happening.
Oh
no! Keep watching. I'm gonna put another video afterwards. Just keep watching. This is current day technology, by the way.
Wow.
Current day. Yeah.
No way.
You could full screen that, by the way.
Oh yeah. But yeah, it's kind of janky. Check it out. Yeah, you can see, by the way. You can see it's AI still.
Yeah.
You give that a couple of years, and that is going to be very uncanny.
I think you're being too optimistic. I mean, you're being too optimistic. This is like 6 months away for me. Let me just find the second thing, because the second thing is actually a little bit funny, but
just have it zoom out another meter or two, and you wouldn't tell the difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, I was being optimistic about it.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the second video that I wanted to share. Let me just go to that. So.
Oh no!
Yeah, this is presented 5 days after the first video, by the way.
Wow!
Yeah.
No
freaking
way!
This is by the way, the app, the website is mostly free, so you know.
Boy.
Or you can pay a paying subscription. I think it was $7 a month. 7, not 70, not 700. It's 7 freaking bucks a month, which means that at any point in the next year, some of like me, you, anyone can do stuff like it. And that's like, just keep in mind, you can film yourself, you can take a full body picture of yourself.
Oh no!
You can take several, like you can take a clip so the AI can learn from your moves. And you can become the next Superman, or you can become the next Neo from the Matrix. You can become the next Jean-Claude Van Damme. You will be able to be in every movie. And just to sprinkle something on top before we get to you, it also modulates voices.
No,
no.
I would suggest you research, because I just there's a lot of copyright claims with
how
these
long
claims.
before this very panel gets stolen by Indians who replace all of us with Indian guys?
You're saying this, and I'm actually of the mind that I need to test this out. I need to test out something very soon about this.
The dignified Raja gentleman. I wash my hands with poop. I watch it with poop.
Oh,
we are essentially, if this doesn't get regulated, or at least someone with power goes and says, okay, let's just pump the brakes for just a fucking minute. And you know what I've been telling every time we cover an AI topic. This is the worst that it's going to be from now on.
And every time you say that, they move the bar a little lower.
What did we talk about just a month ago? About what was it, like an AI assistant or something? That was
artificial intelligence combined with artificial intelligence software combined with robotic hardware to create the Neobot, which is on the edge of mass production.
Yeah, and what happened after that clip? 3 days later, the Chinese came out and showcased a cat-walking robot who walked so well as a human that they had to cut off the leg to showcase that it was an actual robot and wasn't a person.
Wasn't that a couple of weeks ago?
No, that was last week. That was after the show. That was after we talked about Neo from 1X. I think it was the previous Monday show.
Well, we need to point out, ladies and gentlemen, and this is very important, that this technology is essentially combining the information age smartphone in everyone's pocket with nuclear weaponry.
Oh boy.
Okay. Imagine if every single person who owned a smartphone also had a nuclear weapon. That is how dangerous this technology is.
Well, it is. It's a reputational nuke. I mean,
Exactly.
what happens to evidence? What happens to, you could say anybody said anything
CCTV
at any
footage.
time. You can frame anybody for anything with AI now, essentially.
That's,
And
yeah,
I think it's scary.
exactly. That is the
I am a
terrifying
believer-
part. Is if you just take that stuff up to court, and yeah, just like what Jay said, it's pretty much just tampering with evidence that never existed in the first place.
It undermines everything, which is why I combine, because we know how digital technology has skewed the nature of reality over the past few decades, especially in the past 10 years. And of course, nuclear weaponry changed the nature of human existence to the point where nations can't be like, fuck you, no, fuck you, and then kill each other to see who wins. We can't do that anymore. And
Except in the Middle East.
except in the Middle East, because if you give them nuclear weapons, we are
That is
totally
not a
screwed.
bar to be aiming for, by the way.
No,
Let's
no,
just be clear about that.
and technically, folks, Iran is Persian, so it's not technically in the Middle East. But I will point out right here, right now, that this technology is like making nuclear weapons as easily available as an internet connection.
And just
Okay.
to add
Go
something
on.
before you continue, for the chat and for the panel, this is not the worst AI news that we're going to be covering today.
No, it's not. Not by a country mile. But
We're starting off easy, guys.
Boy.
I think, because I'm only gonna speak for myself in regards to this technology. I think this should be as regulated as nuclear capabilities are.
Exactly. It should.
As
It should.
Yeah.
as regulated, and I think that's being generous. We don't let the general public have access to nuclear capabilities, whether it's for power generation or especially for making weapons. Could you imagine if any of us could just make a nuclear weapon as easily as we could make an AI program? Of course, governments everywhere would clamp down on it. Everyone would be labeled as terrorists and wiped off the face of the earth.
You don't want to give
If
me a
that were the
nuke.
case,
You
this
don't wanna-
test, not this test, this technology has the potential to destroy our world without firing a single shot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That is the danger involved here, and this requires international regulation, at least on par with regulation of nuclear material.
Do you realize that we're in a reality where people question the recent, attack, murder of Charlie Kirk, and there are people who legitimately believe that it was completely made by AI, and you can't tell them anything to convince them otherwise? It was made by AI. AI can fabricate that because, and AI is getting dangerously close to being able to actually fabricate such things.
But I was there. Well, you're a paid actor.
I actually got a friend who
Mm.
sent me, and I told you that in a pre-stream. I had
Yeah,
a friend
the
who
parrot
sent me a
clip.
couple of AI clips, which were clearly done by Sora, of a parrot who was trash talking an officer, like a police officer. Like, and they were funny clips. And I was telling him, okay, AI is very, very quickly advancing even more because the clips look very nice. And he responded, you know what? They're not AI. And I told him, no, they are. It's Sora. I know it because I've seen it. And he's like, no.
Kelso, we need to understand that as this technology improves, because I think this is something everyone needs to know. The better this technology gets, the more it will convince people it is real. And once a majority are convinced, that's it. The entire democratic system collapses. The entire economic system collapses. The entire political system collapses in a very similar way to such systems collapsing when you drop a nuclear bomb on a country, but
Yep.
without causing
You are correct.
any physical damage. The damage is all mental and psychological.
Absolutely.
and not physical. The physical damage, of course, is everyone will be manipulated by this technology and then will destroy themselves and each other.
And see, that's the other thing that Helzo just pointed out. You know, when he says, I'm telling you, this is fake. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. They've already conditioned people over the past decade or so to emotionally lash out the minute that they are told something isn't true. Once you believe it, you know, you're impossible to convince otherwise. This is the same. We've seen it in politics. We've seen it in culture. And with AI, it's just now a perfect storm. Now people are just going to believe their first impression, or they're going to believe what they're told. And then if you come and try to present them evidence to the contrary, their mind will just not be able to comprehend it. They'll just shut you down rather than, you know, let the wheels in their brain turn and figure it out that this is, in fact, you know, a falsehood.
Well, this is what happens, folks. This is what happens when you build technology modeled on the human brain, because all of this technology, especially the software-based artificial intelligence, machine learning, that sort of thing, it is all modeled on how the human brain operates, neuron to neuron, program to program. And we don't fully understand how the human brain works, just like we don't fully understand how this AI works because of the black box. We don't know.
Let me just show you. Let me just show you another clip.
Yeah, go on.
From
Make
the
it
same
full
account.
screen.
It says, and it's not just face swaps. It copies lip sync, full body motion, gestures, physics. The whole thing moves like a real person. I'm gonna risk with having.
Oh boy.
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
Monsters, the Lyle and Eric Menendez story. Adolescence.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Holy
We
hell.
we're fucked, guys. I'm sorry, but we're
Well,
fucked.
you know, if there's a bright side, I saw a story the other day that said ChatGPT gave some woman the winning lottery numbers for about 100K. So, Roger, I think you and I need to get on that, get the ChatGPT to give us the answers to the lottery, and then at least we'll be living like kings for the last remaining few years that the human race continues to exist before the AI snuffs us out.
I don't know what
think
you're talking
the
about.
Amish movement would be much
I
more
welcome our AI overlords and all of it.
Well, the thing,
We
the
always
thing is-
say please and thank you.
Ugh.
The thing is, do you know how this technology is beatable, folks? Because it is beatable. And it's beatable in a very interesting way. It's beatable because it's modeled upon human thinking, right? Because how it thinks is essentially a mirror to how the human brain thinks, as Jose shows something on camera.
It's
I
a
don't know.
magnet. It's beatable. We need
Yeah, there we
magnets.
It's a mag-
Magnets and some water.
because
And they're gonna be like the Sentinels in X-Men. They're not gonna be made of metal anymore.
They're gonna be made of plastic.
as I mentioned before, we don't know how these programs, which constantly interact with each other to come up with these conclusions, we don't know the process of that leading to a conclusion. In the same way that we don't know as human beings how neurons in our own brain fully interact for us to lead to our conclusions. That's why there are sociopaths, psychopaths, people with retardation, for lack of a better term, medically diagnosed retardation, by the way, and how human beings have all these sorts of trauma-based conditions. The best, or the flip side, rather, of this technology is that we know how to beat it because it's modeled on us. We know how to beat human beings. So surely we should know how to beat technology modeled on human thinking.